Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you are well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more Reddit stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting a like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too, and let's crack on with today's first story. Much love guys. Now today's first story comes from the Am I the Arsehole here subreddit from RhubarbSpare1053, and it says, Am I the arsehole for recording my friend's fiancé at a bachelorette party and playing the recording for him? I was invited to the bachelorette party for my friend's fiancé. It was over the long weekend at a vacation rental on the beach. There was booze, a hot tub, great food. It was definitely a hit. At one point I was on the deck looking at the ocean, and the bride was drunk in the hot tub with two of her friends. She said she felt more relaxed than she had in a while, and I assumed she was referring to wedding planning. One of her friends asked if she was having trouble with the little monster. She said no, that he was manageable for now. At that point I realized they were talking about my friend's son. I took up my phone and started recording them. The bride's friends said horrible stuff about my friend's son, and the bride responded positively to everything, laughing and agreeing. Then she said it was too bad he wasn't old enough to send to military school. I stopped recording when their topic changed. I don't think they ever realized I was close enough to hear them. When we got back, I asked to meet with my friend, and I played him the recording. He was quiet while he listened. After the recording was finished, he asked me to send it to him, which I did. Then he asked me to delete it, which I said I would do, but haven't yet. I feel like an arsehole for interfering. I really do. However, I'm worried about my friend's son. Depending on what my friend does, I might need to send this recording to the poor boy's family. I feel like I've overstepped, but what else can I do? Was I being the arsehole? A commenter asks, have you never said anything stupid or didn't mean while drunk, or exaggerated feelings? Is there even a kernel of truth to what she was saying about the difficulty of this kid, or about his ex? Did you have ulterior motives in breaking up the marriage? Why does everyone feel the need to be vigilant and snitch these days? Opie says yes, I have. I just worry about this little boy. It's bad enough that his mum isn't in his life anymore. He deserves love and support. When I've said stupid things while drunk, there have usually wound up being consequences for me later, and often I ended up needing to apologize to someone afterwards. No one asks, is he a little monster though? How old is he? Does he have behavior issues, or is it more caused from bad parenting? Opie responds saying he is not a monster at all. He's 2 years old. He doesn't have any behaviors that are typical for his age group. The worst thing he does is that he keeps trying to take his clothes off in public because it's so hot this summer. My friend is a great dad who loves his son very much. And for me, I was quite surprised by the amount of other comments that were also bashing on OP and for the recording itself, and then questioning if the kid actually is a monster of some sort again. But for me, when there's kids involved, I'm of the opinion it's always best to check. You were sat there, you overheard adults openly trashing on this child, and you documented it and decided to check. And the friend should know what his future wife thinks, if he didn't already know, before legally binding himself to someone who might make his child's life absolutely miserable. We see far too many step-parent stories where, it's absolutely awful. It may not be the case, but, I think it's gave him the tools to make that decision and go from there. But OP comes in with an update and says, yesterday, Friday afternoon, I got a text from my friend asking me to block his fiance's number. I was a bit thrown by the request and asked if everything was okay. He said he couldn't talk right now and asked me to please just block the number. So I blocked the number. I have this weird glitch with my Android Auto where if a blocked number calls me, it shows up in my recent calls as a missed call on my car screen, even though on my actual phone it doesn't ring at all. I was driving later and saw a ton of missed calls from her. There were so many it exceeded what my car will show me. I kept the number blocked. Later my friend's best friend, who was supposed to be the best man, called me and asked if I had heard from our friend. I said yes and asked why. He sent me a screenshot from the fiance's Facebook talking about how people show you their true colors and saying she was newly single. I tried to call my friend, but he didn't answer. Tonight I finally heard back from him. The long and short of it is that he asked her about how she feels about his son. She said he's adorable and sweet. My friend played her the recording, and she asked where he got it. He refused to tell her, saying it shouldn't matter. She immediately guessed it was me. He refused to confirm that. She was angry that he wouldn't tell her I recorded their conversation and said she can't trust him anymore. She called off the wedding. Not a great update, but since so many of you were so invested, I thought you'd want to know. Someone says, so she broke it off since he would not tell her. Did she address what she said on the video? This is crazy. OP says, he didn't give me a word-for-word rundown of their conversation, but from what he told me, once the topic shifted to her wanting to know who recorded her, it never went back to what she said. Then there was more information on the recording, which says one of the bride's friends said she wouldn't be able to put up with such a gross kid, to which the bride laughed and agreed it was difficult. Another asked if she ever wishes he wouldn't come up when he's always jumping in the water. Gee whiz. She said no, but she also laughed. And I don't think laughter was an acceptable response to such a horrible comment. Another friend said if her son had stripped naked in public, she would slap him, to which the bride said she was too shocked to react. My friend's son is 2 and sometimes tries to take his clothes off outside because the summer has been so hot. I'm assuming they were referring to such an event. But OP adds another update which was titled Bridezilla called off wedding to my friend and is now suing him, and says this past week has been just nuts. What feels like forever ago, I was at a friend's fiance's bachelorette party. At the party, she said and reacted positively to inappropriate statements about my friend's son, so I recorded her and sent the recording to my friend. When my friend played the recording for her, she wanted him to know where I got it, but he refused to tell her. She called off the wedding, stating that she couldn't trust him. I just found out that she has declared her intention to sue my friend for any funds she's already spent on the wedding, even though she left him. He is out of a lot of money too, probably around as much as she is, so if anything, she should be compensating him. She's also telling people that she left him because she feared for her safety as he was spying on her and having her followed. A complete lie. She's gone from saying that my friend is the love of her life that she can't wait to spend forever with, to saying he's manipulative, controlling, and has ruined her life. Quite a turn. She apparently wants around $25,000 to reimburse her for her dress, the cake deposit, the florist's fee, the wedding planner's fee, and her emotional pain and suffering. It's an absolute mess, and the wedding was supposed to be in 8 days. So several people already have non-refundable travel arrangements and are completely confused. I have her number blocked, but she emailed me saying she would accept monetary contributions towards my friend's debt from me since this situation is all my fault, because she knows I'm the one who recorded her. I reported the email as spam and ignored it. My friend already paid for the venue and the catering, so is considering throwing some sort of impromptu fundraiser for a local charity that day. But it's probably too close to the dating question to get the word out. This whole sequel of events has me in utter disbelief. Oh my word, when OP was talking about a friend who asked the bride-to-be if she ever wishes he wouldn't come up when he's always jumping in the water. What the fuck? Imagine someone standing there to your face and saying that about your kid, your stepkid. I would lose my shit. And I know it was the friend saying it, but this is the company she keeps. And she actually sat there and listened to that comment and seemed to continue talking about whatever after that. It just confirmed to me that OP did the right thing in this situation and has potentially saved this kid from an awful step-parent. Petty me would kind of want to reveal that recording to everyone that's involved, because I'm sure she'd be telling everyone her side of the story on this. I understand that's probably not the best legal way to deal with things, but she's pissed me off. But what do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let's move on to another story. Now, our next story comes from OKMeal3130 and says, my past infidelity has came to life. I need advice on saving my relationship with my husband and sister. These are not real names. A long time ago, after dating for years, my now husband Stuart and I got married. It was his first deployment and I didn't know how to handle not seeing him. I developed better coping mechanisms since then. He's leaving active duty now, but I understand now the importance of getting a friend group and even got a dog to help me when he's away. He's only deployed one more time after that and the past 2 years been home. And now with him leaving active duty, we are finally about to get settled and move to DC where we both got jobs. I'm ashamed to say, during his first deployment, I was unfaithful to him. I was in a vulnerable state and my sister's husband drove 3 hours to help me repaint the patio. I always had a crush on him but never thought of acting on it. Selfishly, we started hooking up and it haunts me to this day. We would find excuses for her to come down here, mainly work around the house, and my sister, Jane, had to watch the baby. Well, my sister found out he was cheating, but she didn't know him and I had been hooking up, because he gave her chlamydia, even though he was supposed to only be hooking up with me, and obviously Jane. I usually take my sexual health really seriously and never cheated before. I realized I'm risking my marriage, my health, my husband's health, and cut things off. Since then, I've made sure to be the perfect wife and sister, but my sister recently filed for divorce because he kept cheating on her. I guess he realized she wasn't taking him back, and in an effort to hurt her, he told her about our past. Just fucking evil. I can't believe he would say something just to hurt her because she won't tolerate his cheating anymore. My sister told my husband today, and everything blew up. He got a hotel and my sister cursed me out and has told me I'm dead to her. She blocked me on everything. I've received calls from family members. My mum sent me a nasty message, my brother, almost everyone. My dad has been very sympathetic and I appreciate him for that. I told him I'd call him tomorrow, but right now I just feel like my life blew up and I have no one. Oh gee bloody whiz, you know these comments are going to be brutal. No Standard says, you say you changed, but not once did you ever come clean to your husband. That's the real problem here. You chose to bury it down and keep it a secret. Not only is there a cheating aspect to it, but now there is years of lies and hiding that you've added onto it. Personally, I don't know how this is saved. Opie responded saying I didn't want to hurt him. I didn't say anything and just decided to learn from my mistake. And my punishment was living with the guilt. Even my sister says she wish he never told her. JT says your sister's husband only betrayed one person. You betrayed two. You completely destroyed the lives of two people whom you claim to love. You ripped out their hearts and shredded them into confetti without a second thought for anyone else but yourself and your own selfish needs. They will be in unbearable pain for years. The only advice I will give you is that you owe it to your sister to absent yourself from all family gatherings and events going forward. Your sister should not have to wrestle with whether or not be with family on holidays and special occasions out of fear you might be there. Now that the two people whom she trusted the most have completely destroyed her life, she needs the support of the rest of her family more than ever. The only moral choice is for you to excuse yourself from all future gatherings unless and until she chooses to forgive you. But be prepared, that may never happen. And Hyena says, you can't fix it. Remember, this is the past for you, but the right now for them. For them, this is brand new information and betrayal. It's a fresh wound and they do not even have to acknowledge you. You destroyed your marriage. You destroyed your relationship with your sister. You have permanently changed how your family and friends feel about you. You have shown them you could betray them, keep it a secret, and act like you didn't do the worst thing you could to your sister's marriage and to your own husband. You didn't make a mistake. You didn't get weak. You made a clear and conscious effort to repeatedly sleep with your brother-in-law because you felt sad and couldn't think to do anything else but feed into selfish wants you had. You admit you had a crush on him. You had him alone, knew better and still went, yep, let's have sex, but shh, don't hurt my sister and husband because I'm hurting too. You were stuck in the mindset of I made a mistake. It was an accidental thing. I wasn't thinking clearly when you were. And all those things are excuses, not reasons. The reason you blew up the lives of people you say you love, not just your own, is because you were a selfish arsehole who didn't think about anyone else but themselves. But Opie came in with her first update and said, I've gotten a lot of angry comments and rightfully so. There is no way to justify what happened and I won't do that. All I can say is that I deeply regret my actions. It was hard looking myself in the mirror. My dad has been my rock throughout all of this. I cried when talking to him, but he let me know I'm not a bad person and he understands why I never told anyone. He also talked to my husband and convinced him to have a conversation with me. He tried to convince my sister, but she said no, and I told my dad we gotta respect that. My husband and I did talk. He asked, is there any other time I cheated on him? And I told him absolutely not. He's hurt right now, he said, and he needs space. He thought we had a great marriage before this and now doesn't know what we have. That really hurt. Thankfully, he won't make any rash decisions, he said. He's going to take some time for his mental health and so he can think clearly. Then he wants us to go to counseling, and after counseling, he will make a decision. I told him I would love to do counseling and I'm ready whenever he's ready. I'm still sad, but I'm feeling better. My dad said he will come visit me next weekend and is reminding me that I'm not a bad person and we all make mistakes. He let me know it's what we do moving forward that makes us as a person, and those words are helping me more than ever. And the general gist of the comments on that update was basically saying your dad's a cheater too. The way that he's defending this, is giving all those signs. But OP did come in with another update and says, I know I'm not the most popular person on Reddit, but I am really trying to save my marriage. I'm extremely nervous about Tuesday, which is the first session for us. I told him I was committed to regaining his trust and putting our marriage where it was before everything came out. He said he will try to reconcile, but no promises, and he's trying to, but not handling it the best. He doesn't know how to feel about my guy friends and said he's suspicious and he wonders if there's more people I cheated with. I didn't and never cheated other than the situation we all know about. I do not see my guy friends that way. As far as my sister, I still haven't heard from her. My dad said once things settle down, he will try and help mend things over between us. But right now, the only thing I can focus on is rebuilding my relationship with my husband, who's actually talking to me and trying. Any tips on rebuilding this relationship and getting ready for therapy Tuesday? And just the top comment on this one said, from Hayden J, here's the truth. Even if you stay together, even if someday he forgives you, the marriage you had before is gone for good. You won't get it back. That's the price you pay. If you can't handle the fact that you'll never have the same relationship, end it now. Save both of you the pain. And there was a lot of comments along those lines, actually giving advice to OP, saying your relationship will never be the same, but here's some things that you can do. And of course, there was also a lot of brutal comments as well. I mean, gee whiz, that OP must be a glutton for punishment to keep coming back, asking these questions. But now, I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? Do you think there's any other way of fixing relationships like that? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let's move on to another story. Now, our next story, which I've been doing every now and then, is from the Best of No Update subreddit. As always, I know some of you don't like the stories without an update, but I saw this title and I was like, what? Danny109 says, am I the arsehole for no longer making my husband sandwiches to take to work after discovering he was selling them? What? My female 33 husband, male 37, works at an advertising company. We're struggling a bit financially because we're saving up to purchase a new apartment. He's used to eating fast food and it was costly. He had no problem spending money daily on fast food, and after doing the math, he spends more than $300 a month on just fast food. $20 daily. We live in an expensive area. I talked to him about it. He agreed I make sandwiches for him to take with him to work. That way he eats healthy and we spare money for rent. Everything was going well. I noticed he wouldn't respond when I asked whether he liked the sandwiches I make, but kept asking me make more than 2 since he was hungry. Yesterday he came home with his friend and co-worker. We sat at the dinner table and his friend brought up the sandwiches I make for my husband and how delicious they are. I thanked him and then he said the price was a bit much. I was confused. Oh dear. I was confused and I asked him to explain, and he said my husband sells the sandwiches I make to his co-workers, then goes to buy his own lunch from the restaurant. I was stunned and my husband denied it. I began arguing with him after his friend left. He said there was nothing wrong with it. I told him I will no longer be making him sandwiches if he's selling them to buy fast food. He defended himself, calling this an overreaction since he's not spending money on fast food, and said I was being unfair to start an argument over this. I just walked into the bedroom and stayed there. Then he said I owe him an apology for God knows what, and he didn't think it was acceptable of me to lash out and say I won't make him sandwiches anymore. The absolute cheeky bastard that he had the audacity to do this in the first place. It was the friend at the dinner table as well, just sat there, just chatting away and said, yeah, I like the sandwiches, but they're a bit pricey. I mean, what the fuck? And trying to get you to create more sandwiches to sell at the same time. The commenter said to the OP, not the arsehole, he was profiting off your kindness and labour. He kept that he was selling them a secret because he knew it was wrong. OP says, yes, I couldn't help but feel that it was disrespectful of him. He ignored that I make so much effort trying to make him a variety of sandwiches and taking time at night to prepare everything. Not to mention going to the grocery store and buying the things he prefers. He makes about $15 a day by selling sandwiches and goes to buy his lunch from the restaurant. He said I shouldn't feel mad since he's making his own money to buy his own lunch, but I'm not accepting what he did. I'm hurt and I wish he understood how I felt. Another commenter says, this is my favourite Am I the Arsehole post. Info, why doesn't your husband make his own lunch? Are you working too? Either with kids at home or out of the house? Also, who are these adults that purchase sandwiches from your husband? Opie says, we both work, yes. We do not have kids. He said only male co-workers that he knows well, and that's it. Commenter replies saying, if you're both working, then it's double shitty of him since you're doing him a huge kindness and favour. And I was thinking, $20 a day on fast food. I mean, I know that's easily done in today's climate, but I'm trying to remember one of the food vans that used to come to a place that I worked at, and you'd buy a sandwich and it was like about £4.50 or something like that, bag of crisps to go with it. I can only assume he's ordering in the evening as well, or maybe I'm just totally out of touch. I hope he did say they live in an expensive area, so I can't get over the cheeky sod. Even at the end, he's upset that OP won't make him sandwiches anymore when he's just selling them at work. I mean, what the fuck? And that is one of those stories that I would love an update to see how that relationship did progress, because while it's, while I did chuckle at it myself, I mean, if I was the wife in that situation, I discovered the husband was doing that, and with a dismissive attitude at the same time as well, that would piss me right off. But what do you guys make of this situation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And just a huge thank you for being here today, getting involved in the stories, your love, your support, your time. It always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.